one-way, one-way binding and two-way binding. So we discussed these points in our previous class. So why we need state and what are different state techniques? We will learn about different state techniques. One concept yesterday we learned. What are the limitations of this local state? What are the limitations we discussed yesterday? Limitations means how it is accessible. So it is accessible only for the current component. Is it accessible to the child components? No. Is it accessible across components? No. It is available only for the component that you have configured. Right? Now, after understanding this, today we will learn, are there any changes in handling various types of data? So we will discuss handling various data types. In data binding, how we can handle various data types. So are there any changes in handling the types? So what is the key point? React uses all JavaScript data types. React data types are nothing but all JavaScript data types. Whatever data types are there for JavaScript, the same data types are used in React. So what data types you learned in JavaScript? JavaScript data types are categorized into, primitive types and non-primitive types. So JavaScript data types are categorized into primitive and non-primitive types. You already learned them. So you already know about the JavaScript data types. So are there any changes in handling them? We will see here. In React, are there any changes in handling the types? Let's see. First, we will see, are there any changes in primitive types? In primitive types, what are the primitive types? JavaScript primitive types are number, string, boolean, null, undefined, symbol, and begin. These are all the data types, primitive data types. Are there any changes in handling the types? I am not explaining JavaScript here again. So basic JavaScript knowledge is mandatory for React. If you don't know this in JavaScript, that's not my responsibility. It is React. Here we don't teach any basic JavaScript. So you have to know these all existing JavaScript knowledge. So I will just give you, are there any changes here? So what are the primitive types? Are there any changes? Let's see. First, you have a number type. So are there any changes? No. All number are methods. Methods are same as in JavaScript. What are the number methods you learned? In JavaScript, they are same. What you learned? These are all JavaScript number methods. They are same. How you use the number methods in JavaScript, you have to use in the same way in React. What number methods you might learn in JavaScript to fix it to precision and to local string. And parsing is same. So we have parsing and parse through. Verifying number is same. What you use to verify number. How to verify whether the value is a number. By using is an n method. So there is no change in number type. How you use numbers in JavaScript in the same way you have to use it React. So that is same. Right. For example, just roughly I will show you. So this is our project. Let's start the project. And in this project, so we have local host here. I will go to data binding component, and here we will add a simple. So we are adding a constant, and suppose price is equal to useState. I'm not giving a setter, I'm just using a getter, and some price value is here. So we want to display price here. So we are writing price, okay. And we want to print the price value using binding expression. We have to access price. And price is having a number. And how do we display number? To local string, en-in. You know about style. Style can be currency, different styles are there. Which currency? So INR. It will give the currency symbol and decimal. These are general methods you learned in JavaScript. JavaScript will teach you all this, how we can present numbers, various formats for numbers. You have various styles. You have various formats of presenting number. What are the number methods in JavaScript you learn? To fix, to precision, and to local string. Converting numbers you already know. Parse int and parse flow. How to verify whether it is a number or not by using is and a. So these concepts are same. So I'm not going to explain again because that's all your JavaScript. We will use them in our examples later. So any change we will discuss. There are no changes in handling numbers. So what is a number? What are the number types supported? In JavaScript, number means number type. Number type refers to what? A number type refers to signed integer, unsigned integer, floating point, double, decimal. So we have exponent, hexadecimal, So binary, octa, and begin. These all comes under number types. So JavaScript number means it can be signed, unsigned, float, double, decimal, exponent, hexadecimal, binary, octa, and begins. So these are all number types. So you are representing a numerical value, and in JavaScript you use them. Suppose we are having a large number, and using large number is not safe. It's not safe to use large numbers. So what we do, to mark this number as a safe number, in modern JavaScript we use begint. Begint is with suffix n, that is big integer. So JavaScript big integer is a data type which is used for safe integers, max safe integers. How you present? We present in normal, but we mark them as n. That's all your JavaScript concept. Exponent, exponent have a character E, hexa will have a character F, octa will have a character O, begint will have a character N. So exponent uses E character, hexa will use F character, binary will use B character, and octa will have an O character, and begint will use an N. Those are all JavaScript number types. Right. So I don't need to give any example, just one syntax I will give. So we have a constant price, use state, some number. So how do we present this? Some price dot to local string. So style currency. Currency is INR. There are various currency number, decimal, percent formats, different styles, So when you are dealing with numbers in React, same technique you need to follow how you done with your JavaScript. So is there any change in handling numbers? There is no change. We handle in the same way. Okay, next, let's see. Means all the concepts are similar. For example, I am displaying, suppose say views, and I am writing some number. So we want to display here views. How we are adding span, bi, some I, okay. And here we are adding views. Now I want to display these views to local string. And what is US format. Which style we are using, style we are adding as currency, or you can use notation as what? Compact. And notation compact will display how many views. So that means we are adding the number of views, how many views. And if it is one more number, then it will be like 3.6 million views. These are all number formats you learned in JavaScript, how to present numbers and all. Same technique we follow here also, right? Number is same. There is no change in number. Okay. Now, second important is, see, if you say that I don't know what is to local string in JavaScript, that's your problem. That's not my responsibility because it is JavaScript. And React is for people who know basic JavaScript, right? So we don't discuss them again here and waste time in learning all these things. You should perfectly know them and come to React to deal with React. Okay, right? So if you say I don't know to fix it to precision to local string, all that's not my responsibility. You have to know. That's basics in JavaScript, right? We don't discuss them. Just we will show is there any difference, right? Next important in data types, string. And everything same, string handling. String handling is same as in JavaScript. So how you define string? It is configured using three techniques now. One is double quote string, another single quote string, and backtick string. String is represented in double quote, string is represented in single quote, and string is represented in backtick. That's general in your JavaScript. What is backtick string? Backtick allows embedded expression. Backtick allows embedded expression. How embedded expression is defined? $block. That is embedded expression. Single and double quotes are used to switch between outer and inner strings. And backtick is used for string with binding expressions, data binding expression. In modern JavaScript, you people know we use a lot of backtick for dynamic binding. So there is no change. It is same. And everything same, no change. For example, here you are using a simple string. Okay, so what we are doing, let's say, we are having a class name. Already we are having some classes. Classes like I given border and border 2. So text center, like this we are giving some effect, adding 2. You can see already it is there, and border dark, danger. Okay, we have some styles. Now the background color and text color of this heading is not fixed. It will be changing. It will come dynamically according to situation, because user will select I want a dark theme, then it will show in dark theme. I want light theme, color, padding, all are same. Only background and foreground are changing. So I will create a constant theme is equal to use state, and here I will set a theme. What is the theme is PG dark is background color, text white is the foreground color. Now we need to attach this to the existing classes. That means to this class we need to add it. Keep the existing string and add one more string. How you will do? Keep this existing classes, right, and add this theme to it. So first thing, now this is not fixed, it is dynamic. Dynamic means it must be enclosed in a block. Okay, in the block already string is defined. And how you add one more string to it? By using plus. You use a concatenation and next string comes from theme. You will add like this. But it will not work. You can see that it is not working. Why it is not working? Because you concat this string with this string and there is no space. That means that this PG dark text wise is added to that string immediately without space. I will put one space now and you can see that now it is fine. I put one space, now it is fine. This is not great. If anybody is still using plus in string, that means he is an outdated guy. That means if anybody in modern JavaScript still using plus for concatenating string, that means outdated. He is a complete outdated person because we don't write strings anymore like that. Then how do you write the string? This is not the great way. What is the modern way of writing a string? Always put the string in backtick. Put the string in backtick. So you can see that it is working fine. And just add any dynamic value by using a binding expression $block. That is data binding expression of JavaScript. And here you bind theme. That's it. Then it will work fine. This is the modern way of writing string. We don't use plus. Right? We always write complex strings with backtick. And backtick only allows binding expression. If you write the string in single quote or double quote, if it is single quote or double quote, this will not work. Binding expression will not work. Binding expression will work only in backtick. It works only in backtick. In backtick, you have to define. So if anyone asks you, like, what is difference between this and this? This is React binding expression. And this is not React binding expression, it is JavaScript binding expression. So this is React binding expression and this is JavaScript binding expression. So data binding expression is allowed only using backtick. Using backtick. So that is binding expression. So this is one example. I will just keep a syntax here. So we have a constant theme. you state some PG done. Just roughly I added. Suppose we have a paragraph class name, text white. We will use a backtick here. Text white, text center, and PG done. Sorry, here theme. That's how we need to define. So handling numbers and handling string are same, and all string methods are same as in JavaScript. They are same. All string methods are same. Whatever string methods you learned in JavaScript, you know. What are the string methods you learned? Char head, char code head, index of, last index of, slice, substring, substr, right? Fit place, all the string methods, everything same. String match, all the same. So many string methods are there to handle string, all are same. So that is string type. So is there any change you observed? There is no change, everything similar, right? Next, another important in the primitive type is Boolean. Boolean, a small point is that actually in JavaScript, Boolean true false can be defined with 0, 1. 1 is true and 0 is false, but not here. And generally in JavaScript, Boolean true false will show the text true false. But here, no. That means in JavaScript, if you see this is your JavaScript, suppose you have a var x is true and document.write you print x. What it can do is it can print the keyword true. It can print the true. But React cannot do that. So React cannot print the Boolean. It can just use the Boolean. It cannot print the Boolean. So generally, I will show you here. So JavaScript can print the Boolean. True, false, it can print the Boolean, but React cannot do that. So let's see here. Suppose we are having data binding here. And let's say here I am defining constant stock is equal to use state. I am giving true. It's a Boolean. And I am trying to display here stock, and I want to access the stock from the state. And you can see it is not going to show anything. If it is JavaScript, it will directly show true or false. It will show the word true, false. But React will not display the Boolean. Then how to handle Boolean? So what you have to do? Generally, to handle Boolean, this is your JSX area. In JSX, statements are not allowed. You cannot use any of your statements. If statements means in JavaScript, what statements you have? Selection statements, looping statements, iteration statements, jump statements, and exception handling. And you cannot use statements in JSX area. Then how to manage everything by using methods and functions? So you cannot use a if condition here. You cannot use if here. So what you have to do? You can use a ternary operator. You know ternary operator. So stock is equal to true. Then question mark. I want to display the text true. Otherwise, I want to display the text as what? False. Then through that we can display. You can put anything here. If stock is true, available. If not true, then you say that as out of stock. Then it is going to display available. And you are changing. How to change? I will give here set stock. How to define the setter? Set stock. I will pass which one? False. Then it will change to out of stock. So Boolean cannot show the keyword true or false. It can just use. JavaScript can show. And in JavaScript, Boolean can be verified using, now, Boolean can be verified using 1. True is 1 and 0 is false. But here it is not recommended. Boolean must be verified only with Boolean keyword, that is true or false. You cannot use 0 or 1. Generally in JavaScript we can. Suppose in JavaScript, if anyone asks you, like in JavaScript, if anyone asks you, like in JavaScript, document.write, so true plus true, what is result? What is true plus true? It is 2. Right, it is 2. Because it uses true as number 1. But not in React. So in React it will show error. So in React it will be only Boolean word, not 0 or 1. Right? So these are important points to remember. What is the key thing? Concept is same. Boolean, it is used in decision making. Boolean is used in decision making. And it is defined with keywords true and false. So it is not one postscript. React cannot display Boolean, but can use Boolean. So it cannot display Boolean but can use Boolean. Constant, stock, use state, it is true. Stock is equal to true. Then it is available. Otherwise, out of stock. So that is important. And what is the keynote is JSX will not allow statements inside function return. It will not allow statements inside the function return with fragment. It will not allow to return the function return with fragment. So you can use only methods for methods and operators in handling interactions. You can use only methods and operators in handling interactions. So that is Boolean type. So we are having a Boolean. Next, in the primitive types, we have null and undefined. They are same. You already learned about them in JavaScript. They are same as in JavaScript. If value not defined while compiling, it is set to undefined. You know that it is set to undefined. If value is not defined dynamically into reference, then it is set to null. These two things already you know, undefined and null. How to verify undefined also you learned in JavaScript, how to verify undefined. So null and undefined, how you verify? Suppose what you learned in JavaScript, same thing. So we are having some constant, and this is price. Use state empty and set price, and I want to print the price. So here we are using price. I want to print the price, and you can see price is not that. You know that by default in JavaScript, if a value is not defined, by default it is undefined. How to verify whether it is defined or not? Generally, so we verify like this by using a ternary operator, price. What does it mean? If it is defined, if it is having a value, then it will print the price. If it is not having the value, so price not defined, it will print this one. How you verify whether a value defined or not in JavaScript? Generally, in JavaScript, I will show in your JavaScript, if var price and document.write, we are printing price. And what it is going to do, if you print the price, it is going to return undefined. How to verify whether it is defined or not? Generally in JavaScript, you can use if price is equal to what? Undefined, but that's not good approach. This is good approach. What does it means? If price defined. If price defined, then print the price. Otherwise, so print a message like price not defined. That's how we manage. So in JavaScript, we do that. That is the right way. Same we have to do in React. In React also we are doing the same, but we know that we cannot use an if statement. We are just using a ternary operator. If price is defined, then print price. Otherwise, just print this message as price not defined. Later, if I pass some price into that, that means we will set price. Set price, I entered something. Then it is going to print that price and display the price. It should print it. If you are not mentioning, then it will print as what? Not defined. So how do we verify whether it is defined? So syntactically, price is equal to use state and it is not defined with any value. Then how to verify? Price, print price. Otherwise, print a message price not defined. That's how we need to manage. So usually people can write like this, price is equal to undefined. Then put a message as what? Price not defined. Otherwise print the price. But this is not good. That means it is bad coding technique. Because it's not recommended to verify undefined. Always verify defined. But there is no defined keyword. So we verify with a simple condition. Into if condition, if you pass a variable, it will return true if the variable is having a value. Right. So this is null and undefined. Symbol also same. What is symbol type? You learned in JavaScript. It is used to configure hidden properties for an object. Hidden properties for an object. Later in object data type you will learn about. So property is hidden over iterations but accessible individually. Property is hidden over iterations but accessible individually. in JavaScript, but we can use with objects. When you know about object data type, you can do that. So you already learned while working with objects in JavaScript how to use a symbol data type. For example, what you learned in JavaScript, what you learned about symbol data type. For example, you have an object. This object is having ID and it is having name, it is having price. Now we can access all of them. So we will use object.keys. We have object map, read every key, and we are printing. So we are printing every key. So you can see all the keys of that particular object are printed. Whatever keys are there for that object, they are printed. Okay, we are not log, I'm using document, right? Okay, we are printing all the keys, ID, name and price. I don't want ID. I want to hide the ID. Then how you create hidden fields in JavaScript? We have a data type called what ID is configured as what type symbol. Then this is symbol and we can configure symbols in square brace. Then the ID is hidden, but it is available. You can use it. If you want to access, what you do, document.write. So ID is equal to how to access obj of what ID. So it is able to access the ID, but it will not show in the list. These are hidden fields. Already JavaScript will teach you all this, right? So what is special? Nothing special. It is same how you use in JavaScript in the same syntactically. So we have an somewhere. This is ID is equal to symbol. Just we'll give a syntax later. We will use it. Later we will define because you have to learn object type. Constant. So object is equal to use state. It is an object type. In that ID is a key. Name is another. So ID is an hidden one. So JavaScript ES 7 and higher, that means actually these all types are recommended from ECMA script 2020 version onwards. Actually they are supported from ES 7 and higher, but they are recommended from ES 2020 version. So what is latest version of JavaScript? Latest version of JavaScript currently it is ES 18. ES 18 is Java ECMA script. ECMA script 2027. It is already ready, released. Just 2 days back they released a new version of JavaScript. So just 2 days back we have a new version of JavaScript that is ES 18. That is the latest. Earlier it was 16. ES 16 is the latest. Now 2027 version, draft version is ready. They released it and it is ES 18, 18th edition of the JavaScript. So but companies are still using, we are already using in React. So ES 7, ES 6 versions we use. So ES 6 and higher version onwards, these symbol types are available. symbol, begin, all these are the new data types. This is very latest. This is very latest version of JavaScript. Latest version of JavaScript. You know where to know about them now? Where to know about JavaScript? ECMA JavaScript. Yeah, this is official website of ECMA. And very recently they have a release. On May 7th, they released this 27 version. That is the latest version they released. That is 2027 version. And actually it is 18th edition. It is the 18th edition. So ECMA script 2027 is the latest and it is 18th edition. 18th edition means ES 18. That is the latest version. And in latest version, few new things are there. So here, symbol is one new data type of JavaScript and it is a primitive type. And why it is used? It is used for hidden fields, for configuring hidden fields. Okay, these are all primitive data types we are having. These are the primitive data types. So what are the JavaScript primitive types? Summary I will give. So we have number, we have a string, boolean, null, and undefined, and a symbol. These are the primitive data types. These are primitive data types. So all JavaScript primitive data types, these are all the primitive data types we are having. Okay. Now after understanding the primitive types, we will go into the non-primitive types. Non-primitive types means arrays, objects, so map, different data types. Are there any differences in them? How to handle them we will see. That we will see in next session. So every Saturday we will have a doubt session. I will take 1 hour general session and after that we will have a doubt session. Every Saturday we will have a doubt session. Means you have any doubts during the Saturday session, you can get clarified with all the doubts. Every day we will check the doubts. But some Saturday exclusively we will have a separate doubt section. Right? So till now what you practiced in that, if any doubts, any issues are there, we will take. So otherwise we can continue on Monday. Okay, I will check with online people also if they have any doubts. Right? And our classroom code is completely reset and it will be shared by only our admin. And offline and online people, you please contact our admin, Ms. Kavya. And her WhatsApp number is this. I will share her WhatsApp number. So this is the WhatsApp number. You please that's the WhatsApp number. So for Google Classroom code, you message our admin to this number. No call, only just WhatsApp message you give. Mention about your class and request about Google Class code. They will share you the Google Class code.